Good evening, guys, girls. We got Keith, we got Brian, we got Tim, and you got yours truly, Rob, here with you this evening, 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time on a Wednesday afternoon. And last week, college, we did not do too well. Kansas State 7-point favorite against Arizona. Brian took them. Alabama 16.5-point favorite against Wisconsin. Keith and Tim took them. Oregon against Oregon State. I went by myself and took Oregon. And then Boston College, Missouri. Nobody went with the everybody went with the favorite.
Eagles.
Nobody went with the dog. Huh?
Nobody went with Eagles, the Boston College.
Nope.
Did I take them with the points, Brian?
You had them straight up, yes.
The Eagles?
No, Missouri.
Yeah, but I think I went with the points, so with on the spread part of it.
And you had them with points too. So you won the straight up but lost the line.
Yeah. You took Missouri by more than 17. Yeah, you did. I
thought Boston College won that game.
No. 27-21.
Oh, okay. That was the change.
Missouri just didn't cover.
Okay.
Brian went 1-3. We all went 1-3. Let's do it that way. Keith, he did not pick first week with college. He's 4-5 right now for the season. Tim is 12-19. Brian is 10-21, and I'm 14-17. So we have got some making up to do if we're going to do it. Over and under. Brian went 1-3 this week. Everybody else went 2-2. We're going to go 6 games this week on the slate.
And by the way, we don't gamble as far as I know, and we don't encourage you to either. At least I don't.
Bet everything you got. I want you to go.
Okay, Rob wants you to lose everything.
Pull every dime you got out of the. Don't pull no ones. Just pull all your dimes out. That's all. No problem.
And if you do knock on Rob's door, he's got a room for you. It's like a Motel 6.
Pull all your dimes out, but don't get your dollars out. Yeah. We'll start with Keith. Keith, Illinois, close to home for you. They're traveling to Nebraska. Nebraska is a 9-point favorite this week. 43 over under. Who do you like? Tell me why.
I like Nebraska. Kind of a believer in them right now. I think Illinois, based on their early season, is a team that could keep that closer. But again, I just really like Nebraska right now, and I'm going to go the over. I think Nebraska will do most of the scoring, though.
All righty.
So you got them both straight up and cover.
Nebraska, he's got Nebraska covering in 9 points and then going over.
All right, Illinois is a pretty tough team. They're 9-3 against the spread on the road under their current coach Bielema, and they've had some test games that have tested them, like against Kansas. Nebraska won this game last year 20-7. I've got them winning this year as well, 27-17. Really like the quarterback Raiola there. I think he's going to be really good.
So you got Nebraska.
I have Nebraska winning
the over.
And to go
you
over.
went over, right, Brian?
Yes.
And you took Nebraska and giving up 9. Okay. Tim.
I think it might sort of be a broken record. I think Nebraska is going to start rolling. The former Carolina coach, now the Nebraska coach, took some hits, but it's coming out on the other side looking pretty good. So I will take Nebraska to cover and to go over.
All right. I like Nebraska in this ball game too, but I don't like them to cover. I just get the feeling this is going to be a tight ball game, and it may come down to a last-second field goal, and that's where I worry about my over/under. But I don't think it will. I think Nebraska may have to come up with a late touchdown to win this ball game. 21-20, a squeaker. Nebraska wins. Illinois will cover. So I'll take Illinois, and I'll go the under in this ball game. I'm the only one with the under this week. Brian, USC, the Trojans, 6-point favorites going to Michigan this week. Who you like? 46.5.
And who's starting quarterback for Michigan this week?
The Michigan.
They're going to have
with a freshman.
OG. I think his name is.
I think it's a freshman. Though. I think it's
Orji, O-R-J-I.
Orjai.
Yeah,
Orjai. I think his name. Yeah, but the other kid, they're in some trouble though.
Miller Moss, the quarterback for USC, he may be better than Caleb Williams. He is looking very good. I watched him play a couple times, and he is good. Also, their offensive line is much better than last year, and their defense is much improved over last year. So, with the quarterback change in Nebraska, I've got SC.
You mean
winning.
Michigan? You mean Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan. I've got SC winning the game, 28-21.
You're going over them. All right.
Yeah, but let's see.
Yep. 28-21.
Cover also.
49 points, 46.5 is the total. Tim.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Arkansas State came within 10 points of Michigan kind of is a little worrisome, but like Arkansas State seems like they're a decent little team.
Their quarterback threw. I mean, I watched a little bit of it early. He was making some nice throws for them too.
And if Arkansas State quarterback can do that, then Michigan's in trouble. It might. Wow. I'll go for like 33-17 USC.
So Tim will go with USC and the over. I am a little, I don't know, maybe just a little more skeptical than you guys are as far as who can do what here but wow. I like USC in this ball game, though. I really do. I'm going to give up the 6 points, but you know what? I think Michigan's going to give them one hell of a game. I'm going under the total here. 24-17. I'm going to take USC. Michigan at home shows its pride, but they don't win, and it won't be the last one they lose. They're going to lose 4 ball games this year. This is number 2. Keith.
I like USC to win comfortably in this game and to go over. That's going to be too much of a challenge, I think, for Michigan's defense. I don't know if their offense will produce much. It's hard to say when you got a quarterback that isn't really even played yet. And then they've got so many new players. You know, they only have, one returning starter, I think?
I think it was one. I think they had one. I think they did. I want to say it was a
guard.
guard. It was a line.
Yeah, they haven't showed much on offense anyway, and now a different quarterback. And as Brian was saying, I think USC has improved pretty much all the way around. I don't know about the quarterback, but he has played well. So, I think USC wins this one comfortably. And it goes over.
All right, we go to Tim. Utah, the Utes, the 2, 3, 4 Utes involved. They're a 1.5 favorite going to Oklahoma State. 52 over under.
Yeah, of course, you put Oklahoma State out there, the all offense university. It's in Salt Lake City.
Oklahoma State.
It's in Oklahoma. Okay.
It's in Oklahoma State.
So essentially, it's pretty much a pick'em game. Let's see here. I'll take Utah to cover and 52. They're going to want to slow this game down if they're going to win, so I'll say under.
All right. Comes to me. You know what? Oklahoma State's got a believer in me. And Utah, their quarterback now, is hurt again. He's probably not playing this week or the next week. Cam Rising. I think that's going to hurt them. I really do. They came this season, said this was going to be the year of Utah. It's not. It's not going to be. I like Oklahoma State straight up in this game to win the game. I'm going to go under the total by a little bbit, 30-20. I think it's over with pretty quick in the fourth quarter, but 30-20, maybe a late touchdown. Maybe 30-13, and then they get a late touchdown. Utah will just make it closer than maybe it should be. Oklahoma State under. Keith.
I agree with you. I don't know if they'll get up by that many points, but I think that they'll win by a score similar to that, maybe a little closer. Who was favored by 3?
1.5. Utah.
Utah. Oh, 1.5. Yeah, Oklahoma State will win outright, and it'll be under
52.
Yeah, it'll be under. I think they'll only win by 3 or 4 points, but
okay. All right, Brian.
The new quarterback for Utah is Isaac Newton. And he's new, and he's starting for the first time on the road.
Figs is bad.
Might not work out too well. They got 2 good running backs though, Micah Bernard and Mike Mitchell. Quarterback for Oklahoma State's Alan Bowman. He's already thrown for 322 yards, just 1 interception. So I'm going with Oklahoma State. I think they're going to win the game 31-26. So
over.
Straight up and covering over.
All right. Let's see. It's coming to me, I guess, now. Tennessee, the Volunteers. Rocky Top. They're 7-point favorites. Heading to Oklahoma. Boomer Schooners, folks. And 58.5 is a total. This is a team, they've got more than my attention now. They have rolled everybody that's been put in front of them. They're going to roll Oklahoma. Oklahoma, SEC, is going to get their asses whipped. 38-21. This is not going to be close. Over the total. I'll give up 7. Not a problem. Keith.
I find myself agreeing with you again. Tennessee over, maybe winning even more comfortably than that.
And you're going over the total.
Yep.
All right. Brian.
Now, Rob, you had Tennessee winning and going over, right?
Yeah. 38-21.
Okay. How many times do you think Oklahoma's been a home underdog this century?
You talking about since 2000?
2000?
Yeah.
3.
This is the first time.
Really?
Been a home underdog. And I think it's deserved. Tennessee's a pretty good team. We got to figure out how to block Jackson Arnold, who's got 9 sacks this year already. But short of him destroying the game, I think Tennessee's going to win this game 32-24.
Had they ever had a home game against Texas, I don't think that would be the case, but they don't. That's a neutral.
No,
site.
they always find a contest.
You're going under the total.
Oh, yeah. What?
58.5.
Oh, yeah, under the total.
All right. Tim.
Yeah, that wonderful 65-0 halftime score Tennessee had against Kent State. Rob's classic. Oh, it'll be over by halftime, or the over will be done by halftime. That was it.
About 7 minutes in the game, it was over.
Yeah, just Tennessee's got too much speed for Oklahoma to handle. 41-23.
All right. So Tim is going to go Tennessee and the over. All right. Keith. Baylor, the Bears, travel to Colorado to play the Buffaloes. Deion's team is a 2-point favorite in this game, 54 over under. What's up, Nance?
Hey, Nance.
Gosh. I want to pick Baylor so bad right now, but I don't know. I'm gonna. There's something that Colorado there's so much stuff always off the field with this, and I just don't know if that's going to eventually work its way on the field somehow. And I don't really know. Shedeur Sanders has been getting hit pretty hard too, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. That could take a toll as well. I'll go ahead and go with Baylor.
54.
And to win straight up, by the way, they were a 2-point underdog, right? Baylor.
Yeah, you getting 2 points. Yeah.
Yeah, 54. Oh goodness, I'll go under on the
All right.
54.
Brian.
Well, last year I thought Colorado had 3 really great players. They did, Sanders, Travis Hunter, and Dylan Edwards. Dylan Edwards left the program. He went to Kansas State. So I don't know if Primetime is wearing thin on the players. He's certainly worn thin on the media out there. And he kind of looks a little bit panicked to me. I don't think he doesn't look like a confident coach right now to me. I'm picking Baylor to win this game by 6. I haven't figured a score, but I think it's going to go under. Baylor to cover and win.
All right. So you're going under. Okay. All right. Tim.
Yeah, I think I don't have much confidence in Colorado. I mean, yeah, flashy, get all the money spent, but you got to put results on the field. Not today. Not on Saturday. I'll take Baylor to cover and under.
Yeah.
Or Baylor to win and go under.
You win outright.
Yeah, win outright.
And Keith, I missed writing down your straight up pick. What was that?
Baylor.
Yeah. Look, you can't have a zoo at a college and not expect it to not turn into a movie before it's all said and done. I mean, look, he even makes it a zoo on his sidelines. And when a coach is wearing chains that thick himself, dangling out and stuff, look, you all you're doing is trying to drive. You're just driving wedges because the quarterback, the defensive backs, and the receivers are going to want all this stuff. And these guys that are protecting them, you can't pay everybody. You just cannot do it. It's not.
He needs to start trying to get into Nick Saban's ear, I think, and try to, because they're pretty close. Saban said he's good friends with him and stuff. Try to get some advice.
You got to start working on the 2 lines, and that's his problem right now. He has no offensive line, he has no defensive line. He doesn't get that much pressure at the quarterbacks unless they most times send 2 extra guys. You blitzing 2 guys, a lot of times you are wide open for the picking. This is going to be a blowout. 34-17. I'm going under the total still. But I think Baylor soundly beats them right here. I don't think it's going to be much of a game. I'll go under the total with Baylor. We're going to Brian now. Last pick of the week. Kansas State, -7. They're 7-point favorites going to BYU. 47.5.
Okay. I'm going over. Kansas State, they average 7.0 yards per carry with the running backs, DJ Giddens and Dylan Edwards. And Avery Johnson, the quarterback, he's new, but he is very, very talented. His throwing's got a ways to go yet, but he was a prolific thrower at Mays South High School in Kansas. I think he threw for over 4,000 yards his senior year. So he'll get the throwing down. The running, he's very fast. The running's good. BYU is not the little sisters of the poor. They're stronger than they were the last couple of years. They've won two road games. They only allow 3.4 yards per rush. But I'm picking Kansas State to win this game 31-21.
All right. 31-21. So Brian is going with the over.
Given the points.
Well, it doesn't look like Kansas State's dropped a beat after losing Will Howard to Ohio State.
If Will Howard stayed at Kansas State, he would have had a competition on his hands for #1 quarterback because they really like Avery Johnson there. They were trying to work in Avery last year, but he just wasn't ready.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to do an Avery Johnson voice, not that Avery Johnson, but the basketball Avery Johnson.
I've got 84 tooth.
Yeah. Well, it sounds a little like
He got,
this.
he got piano teeth all the way around, bro. I ain't lying. He does. I love the way I live.
I'll go ahead and take Kansas State.
All right. 7 points.
Yeah.
All right. 47 and a hook.
I go over.
All right. Comes up to me now. You know what? I don't know a lot about both of these teams, but I do know this much. Generally, when you play your first game at home and it's a third or fourth game of the season, you got a rowdy bunch. I'm just going with that. I like BYU in this ball game. I think they're going to straight up win this game. I'm going under the I'm going to go over the total. 31-27. High scoring game. I like BYU. Keith.
Okay. I like BYU to cover. I like Kansas State to win it narrowly. And I like it to be a pretty high scoring game too. I'll go with the over.
All right. So you're taking BYU in the points, but you think Kansas State straight up wins?
Yeah, barely.
All right. Okay. Tim, we're going to overtime. No, we're not going to overtime. We're going to the NFL, and let's kind of look back at what we did last week. Brian took the Bills and won with that one. Keith took the Vikings over the Niners, won by Vikings ended up upsetting the Niners. Patriots. Me and Tim went with the Patriots, and they ended up covering for us. Giants, Commanders. I was the only one that jumped ship from the Commanders, and they covered it. They barely did, but they covered their 2 points, and they won. Chargers, Panthers. We all jumped off the Panthers ship long ago. We took the Chargers. Cowboys. Keith went with the Saints in this ball game, and the Saints really, really showed up for that game. Colts and Packers. I stuck with the kid from over here at Liberty. He played a decent ball game against the Colts. He didn't screw up anyway.
When the center wasn't throwing up on the ball.
I wasn't puking on the ball. That's right. Browns and Jags. Nobody had confidence in the Browns. They went down to Jacksonville and won. None of us got that. Jets marched right into Tennessee, won that ball game. None of us had confidence.
Another boneheaded play by Levis, by the way. He shoveled the ball out or something.
Yeah, he's starting to lose. He's starting to lose grip with his team and some of the ownership too, I think. Buccaneers. Rob, Keith, and Tim had the Bucks, and they pulled the upset. Raiders upset the Ravens, and me and Keith had them as well. Cardinals blow the Rams off the field. None of us had that one. We didn't see that coming. Bengals cover against the Chiefs. None of us saw that coming. Steelers -3. We all went with the Steelers, and they did their job, took care of business. Bears against the Texans. Bears by 0.5 point. Me and Keith had that one. We all we got that one against the Texans. Texans win the game though. And then the Falcons. I don't know what you want to call that Monday night. All I can say is Kellen Moore better watch out. He may end up getting backsided by Sirianni before it's all said and done. Somebody's going to be gone from there by midseason. Falcons. I still call the upset though to beat the Eagles right there. The Eagles had that game won. All they had to do was run the football on third down. They didn't do it. And 22-21, none of us had that one going on there. We go now to Thursday night. And
by the way, I heard this week that was the first time ever a team that scored 3 touchdowns lost a game to a team that didn't score any when the Commanders beat the Giants. It had never happened. Of course, the Giants lost their kicker on the opening.
Yeah, they lost their kicker in the first game.
Didn't have anybody kick anything the rest of the way.
First play of the game. Yeah. And with 1:47 seconds to go in the Eagles game, had you put $20 bill on the Falcons to straight up win that game, you would have won a cool $14,000. If you would have put a $20 bill.
Holy cow.
Yes. They were 99.7% winner chances to win. It was a 0.3. So if anybody would have put a $20 bill on it, at the time, just before they ended up turning the ball over, you could have won you some serious coin.
And what did it change? I wonder too when Barkley didn't catch that pass.
Oh yeah. After that, it probably stayed 60-65% Eagles, and you probably still could have won some money, but not near as much. No, but they did get a field goal. They did get a field goal. Yeah, but they just didn't. They left too much time. Patriots, Jets. Let's start with Tim. Let's go with Tim tonight. Jets are a 6.5 point favorites here in this game. 40 and a hook. Thursday night.
Too many points. The Patriots like to play close to the vest, and yes, the Jets got Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, but I'm believing in that Patriots defense. So I think it's going to be close. So let's see. Jets may win, but I got the Patriots covering. And what's the over/under?
40 and a hook.
Under.
Okay. This is the first time all year the Jets are at home. Otherwise, I would be all over the Patriots in this ball game. I just think the newness of the Jets this year being at home, Saleh gets to be at home once. New England, still not a very, very good team, but they're going to give them all they can handle. Jets will win this game. Jets will cover, but they're barely going to cover. 24-17 by a nip. And on 40 and a hook, I'll go over the total. Keith.
Yeah, I was just sitting here thinking, do I go over or under more than anything else? I like the Jets to win. I'm going to pick them to cover just because I think the Patriots will be held kind of down their offense a little bit this week. I think the Jets will win by about 10 points, and I'm thinking like 24-14. So I'm going to go under.
Okay. All right. Brian.
Last week there were so many upsets. We all straight up went 6-10. So it's not a big way. We're looking for a bounce back week this week. Mm-hmm. The Jets have lost their main pass rusher, Jeremiah Johnson. C.J. Mosley, another linebacker, is also out. The Patriots have been running the ball. Stevenson's got 200 yards. But the Jets are giving up 4.7 per rush. But that being said, I think the Jets are going to fly over the Patriots being at home. And I've got them winning in a low-scoring game, 14-7, so I'm going under.
All right.
Tim's on an island.
Yeah, you're on the island. Tim's on the island with the Patriots. Or the Minutemen, if you want to call them that.
Yeah.
We go on Sunday. We got the Giants going to the Browns. Browns are a 6.5 point favorite. It opened at 41 and a hook. Now it is down to 38 and a hook. Look, the Giants are what they are. They suck. They just absolutely suck. You lose to the Commanders, you suck. The Browns, they did their job last week. The Browns they're coming back home. This is not going to be it's not going to even be funny here. I originally had it under the total. I'm going over the total here because I just think the Browns are almost going to cover themselves. 31-10. The Browns will beat up the Giants. Not just beat them. They're going to beat them up. Keith.
Wow. Well, I found one, Rob, that I'm just not really on the same page with you here. I just have a feeling the Giants, are going to respond well. Probably might not still be able to kick a extra point or a field goal, but boy, Neighbors had a good game and he was getting open. And was it Singletary? He was running the ball pretty good at times. I just have a feeling the Browns are going to stumble after having a good game against Jacksonville. I just don't know what to think of Jacksonville. So I'm gonna look for the Giants to respond well this week and win this game outright. As an
Wow.
upset.
Okay, 38 and a hook.
I'll go a little bit over that.
All right. Brian.
We've had 3 games or a couple of games where I thought that if the Cleveland Browns would at least try to run the ball, they'd probably win. They did not try to run the ball yet. Ford, I think, of course, he's not Chubb, but I think he's decent enough to where they could run the ball. I know do they still have 2 injured offensive linemen, Tim?
I believe so, yeah.
Is it
That may be the reason they're not trying to run the ball. But the Giants, they give up 5.3 yards per rush. I thought the Giants would be able to stop the run this year, but they are not even doing that. I got Bernie the Elf beating up the Giants 23-15 under.
Yeah, just barely on my half point.
Yeah, half a point.
All right. So Brian goes under the total, and we're going to Tim. Tim knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, it looks like DeJuan Jones is not going to. Well, he injured his knee. Garrett mispracticed with a foot. Njoku is going to be out. I believe he's going to be out for with a ankle for Njoku. Yeah, and then oh, limited. Yeah, it's. I mean, the problem. Browns should try to run the ball. That'd be nice. It'd be also helpful if they could play in the second half. 5 points in the second half, and you barely beat Jacksonville. But, hey, defense played well. I mean, that's going to be their MO right now. So I think this is – what's the line here? Is it 6.5?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Oh, what the heck. Browns at home, I'll give them a 6.5. They'll probably win by 7. 38.5. Under.
All right.
I'm on an island now.
Yes, sir, you are. Now, Keith, you got the Broncos traveling to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, a 6.5 point favorites, 39 and a hook. Go for it.
Starting to think Tampa Bay is a good team. And Denver's quarterback doesn't seem like he's really figured it out yet. And I wonder if there's still some PTSD for the Broncos from when they went to Florida last year, early in the season. Gosh. I like the Buccaneers to win this game. I'll go ahead and pick them to cover, and I'll say this will be an over. Hey, Frank Wayne Scott.
Hey, Frank.
What's up, Frank? What's going on? Yeah, we're doing all right. We're hanging in there. Brian.
Hello to Philip Reynolds, too, so he was here.
Oh, what's up, Philip?
All right. Bo Nix is 0 for 4, and he's getting a rough introduction. 4 interceptions, no touchdowns. He's getting a rough introduction to the NFL. Their 2 top running backs are only averaging about 2 yards or less per carry.
Yeah.
So they're not running the ball, and they're not passing the ball. Tampa Bay, it's got Mayfield throwing the ball for 237 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And I think they found something in Bucky Irvin from who they drafted out of Oregon. He's running the ball really well. The Bucs will make room for horses on their, here's a good word for you, brigantine, and they're going to sail off to a 3-0 record. I think they're going to win this game 24-10, so I'm going under, and they will cover.
All right. Tim.
And if it does happen, if the Bucs do win, it'll be the first time since 2005, and I think that's going to happen. I believe in Buccaneers. I think Mike Evans could have a huge day, along with everybody else. And congratulations to Milwaukee Brewers for clinching the National League Central.
Yes.
So Tim's going with the Buccaneers.
Yes.
And
cover the points, and I'll go over.
all right. I'm just going to say it. It's going to be an ass whooping. 6.5 points is nothing, man. If somebody told me 16.5, I would still take the Bucks. What if I told you I'm going to give them 26.5? Yeah, 33-9, almost that much anyway.
Yeah,
33-9.
Florida's a house of horrors for a state of Florida.
I'll take your Buccaneers to easily soar in this ball game. 39.5 is not going to be a problem over the total.
Nobody on an island there.
33. Nobody's on an island there. No.
No.
We're going to Brian. Brian, Chicago Bears traveling to the Indianapolis Colts. Aren't the Colts 0-2?
They are. Yes.
Yeah.
But they're a 2-point favorite in this ball game against the Bears. 42 and a hook. Tell
All
us
right,
why the Colts win.
let me get my note here. All right, the Chicago Bears are on pace to give up 76 sacks this year. I thought their offensive line was going to be better than that. No wonder Caleb Williams is off to a rough start. He's just not getting any protection. So they're last in the league in passing. And speaking of only running the ball for 2.0 yards per carry, that's Herbert and Swift. I didn't think Swift would be that bad. Both of them are only averaging 2 yards per carry. Anthony Richardson, you don't know what you're going to get. You could get the miracle touchdown pass for throwing the ball 70 yards downfield, or you can miss wide open receivers. Indianapolis has some trouble stopping the run. And I think it's because it's not because of the talent. They just don't vary their fronts. I mean, they're pretty predictable on defense. So I have the Colts running past the Bears. I have the Colts winning this game 21-17. So I have them winning and covering.
And going under.
And going under.
All right. Tim.
Yeah, right now I don't buy much of the Bears offense. I mean, Williams ain't got time to throw. He ain't got time to hit the good receivers. So, let's see. So I will take the Colts. They do not want to go 0-3 in the AFC South and try to give them a chance to win. So I'll take the Colts and the under.
All right. Don't know if we've ever seen this score get posted before, but we're gonna give it a shot anyway. This is gonna be a low scoring, dirty game, and I really think the Bears are gonna end up winning this ball game outright. They don't need any points here. 13-12. I'm gonna have the Bears winning. I think that's been done before, though.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, it has. So 13-12. I'm taking the Bears. I'm going under the total. I think it's going to be probably, by the third quarter, you're going to want to turn the channel or throw up on the football yourself.
Yeah. I'm back on the same page with you, Rob. I think the Bears defense will be good enough to, I keep thinking with the Bears, with the weapons they have, even if things are ugly most of the time, they can still hit a big play here or there. And I don't know. Yeah, the offensive line isn't helping Williams that much, but then Williams isn't helping Williams too much either because he wants to scramble around and lose 15 yards or something on some of these plays. There's plays he got away with in college that he's trying to do in the NFL, and it's just not working because those guys are a lot faster back there that are chasing him around. He hopefully will figure that out here pretty soon. But I don't expect there to be much in the way of points scored on either side here. If there is, it's going to be because of turnovers being involved. But I like the Bears in a low-scoring game. Bears win, and it's an under for me.
All right. Tim, we got the Packers going to Tennessee to play the Titans. Tennessee is a 3-point favorite in this ball game. Yes, indeed, they are. Yep, jump back twice. And the third time is all 3 points. It's field goal. And then 37 and a hook. That mighty 37 points this week. 37 and a hook. Tim.
Right now, I don't care if it's Jordan Love or Malik Willis at quarterback. If you're going to get that kind of quarterback play from Will Levis, good luck. So I will gladly take the Packers.
Good evening, Tanner Mordecai.
Tanner Mordecai, what's up? Hello.
Okay.
And 37 and a hook.
They've played two unders so far, so I'll continue the under train.
All right. Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. Packers getting no love here at all. I mean, they're playing with
Was
the
there
hand
a pun
that's
intended there?
they're playing with the hand that's dealt them. How about that?
There you go.
The Titans, I really thought this was a team that could win that division. I don't think so now. Not with that quarterback. I just don't have any trust in Will Levis. I got more trust in the former Titan that's going to come back home to beat the Titans. 17-16. The Packers win this ball game outright. It's going to go under the total of 37.5. It's going to be another puke 'em on the balls game. Yeah, this is not one going to be fun to watch, but I'll take it back straight up 17-16. And yeah, under the total. Keith.
Back off the page with you, Rob. I'm going to do the exact opposite.
Okay.
Titans to cover and the over.
Oh, okay. You're going with the over. You like?
I don't know. I mean, Levis has made a stupid play in each game. I don't know that he's really played that bad. I don't know what his numbers are, but I just remember I saw his first game against the Bears. I saw where he showed he can play. He looked like he could be a good leader.
He's got a good arm.
Yeah, so I haven't completely lost confidence in him yet. I think he's as long as he doesn't lose the confidence, I think there's and start pressing too much. I think that he could still settle down and eliminate the mistakes, eliminate those boneheaded moves, and I'm going to predict he's going to play a cleaner game this week.
And you're going over Titans.
Yep.
All right. Brian.
I disagree, Keith. Will Levis does these mayonnaise commercials in Tennessee, and there's not enough mail to cover all of his bad decisions. And his coach is getting outwardly very frustrated with his quarterback.
He is, yep.
For sure. Jordan Love returned to practice today on a limited basis. That's 12 days after the MCL strain. I don't think he'll be playing this week, probably back the week after. But, everybody was saying Malik Willis can't win a game, and everybody was writing off Green Bay, like you said, Rob. But he played really well. 12 of 14 passing. He managed the game and did what they needed him to do. Josh Jacobs dominated the game, running the ball. But and his best decision was not to pass that vomited on football to his wide receivers. He just took it and ran with it. That was one of his best decisions. I've got Green Bay winning the game 24-17.
You'll go over the total.
Going over, yeah.
All right. Let's see. Coming back to me. Oh, boy. Should be a fun one. Oh, me.
I was on the island again.
You are.
Did Tim pick that one? Tim pick that one? He started?
Yeah, you're on the island on that one.
Get started that one.
Oh, okay. So you're going first this time?
The next one's the Eagles going to the Saints. 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon. The Eagles were 2.5-point favorites. As of 4 o'clock this afternoon, the Saints are 2-point favorites. You know what? Guess what? Hurts didn't lose this ball game for them. Hurts didn't do it. It was their offensive coordinator's fault as much as anything. And defensive coordinator didn't help when you start playing prevent to win defense. Eagles are better than this. The Eagles are better than this. I think they make a statement in this game. I really do. I don't think it's going to be I think it's going to be a close game. Saints are going to lose this ball game. 31-27, upset special. I will go over the, let's see, 31-20. Yeah, over the total of 48 and a hook. Keith.
Yawn, why don't you? Talking to my cat. She's sitting here right in front of me. She just yawned like real big right in front of my nose. I'll go with the Saints to cover, mostly because I think I'd go with a home team on either side here in this game. 49.5. That's a lot of
48 and a half.
Or 48.5.
Yeah.
Saints have been scoring, but I don't expect them to score that much this week. I'm going to say it's going to be like 27-20, so I'm going to go under.
All right, just under. All right. Brian.
Philadelphia Eagles are 2-7 in their last 9 games. So they've been struggling for a while, and I think it's bad coaching. And you already brought it up at the end of the game, letting the Falcons march down the field in 1 minute, not guarding the perimeter, not pressuring the quarterback. It was ridiculous. I mean, that was easy for Atlanta to do what they did. I think Vic Fangio is not a good DC. Their best rusher is Brendan Graham, and he's 36 years old. That ain't good. New Orleans, on the other hand, Derek Carr started out the game 6 for 6 with 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. He's loving it in this Shanahan-based offense. His offensive coordinator, Cliff Kubiak, has really got it organized. Kamara had 4 touchdowns last week. The thing about them is that they're one of the oldest teams in the NFL. So how long they're going to last is kind of a question. But I think they still got plenty in the tank. I think the Saints are going to make the Eagles an endangered species this week. 24-27, New Orleans, and going over.
All right, 27-24. Okay.
Is that a federal offense if one of the Eagles players gets hurt or anything? I don't know.
Tim.
So just me, or is Rashid Shaheed starting to become one of the bigger deep threats in the game right now? He's got a couple of long touchdown passes in the first 2 games. I need to get open a little bit with this team. Only Kamara had 4 touchdowns, but then again, that's when Kamara sees a Mike Zimmer defense, he goes off because he had the 6 touchdown game against Zimmer's team. I'll take the Saints, but it'll be a closer game. So if it's under, what's the spread?
48 and a hook.
And what's the point?
Saints, they're 2-point favorites.
New Orleans is, or Philadelphia?
New Orleans. It swapped 4.5 points over the 5 days.
All right, I'll go
4 days, rather. 4 days.
28-27.
And so you'll take the Eagles.
Eagles with the spread, but the Saints to win the game.
All right. And you're going over the total.
Yes.
All right. We go to Keith. The LA Chargers traveling to Pittsburgh. And the Steelers are a 2-point favorite here. 36.5 points for these 2 teams. And how about this? Between these 2 teams, they haven't allowed 36.5 points in 4 games. How about that stuff? So these teams' defenses for real so far have at it.
I think it's probably another game where I'm going to go with the home team. And although if I was going to pick a road team, I'd probably actually go with the Steelers in Los Angeles. But Harbaugh,
it's at Pittsburgh.
No, they're home. Steelers are home.
I understand that. No, I'm saying if I was going to one way or the other, if I was going to pick one of them on the road,
We got you.
it would have to be the Steelers on the road, but they're at home.
Yep.
I like what Harbaugh's probably going to be injecting into that team. It seems like it's working so far. Steelers, I think, are a well-coached team that has a very good defense as long as Fields or Wilson, whoever takes the snaps in any given week, doesn't mess it up. They've got chances to win. I think that'll be the case this week. I don't know. It could just one play could swing this game for the Chargers, but I'm gonna trust that the Steelers are gonna hold on and win a low scoring game. I expect it to be under, but the Steelers will cover by winning a field goal.
All right, so you're going to go under the total. Brian.
Jim Harbaugh has completely changed his Charger team. He's making it a run-based team. And in fact, there's a lot of teams in the NFL that's really running the ball more. It's almost looking to me like 1960s football, some of these games, where the passing game did not figure in so much, at least throwing the ball downfield. Harbaugh's press conference today kind of had Pittsburgh going to the playoffs. He's kind of in awe going to Pittsburgh. J.K. Dobbins has run the ball for 266 yards. That's 133 a game. They're really running the ball. And they can rush the passer with Bosa and Khalil Mack on either side, Joey Bosa. They've only allowed 13 points this year so far. No competition. Raiders offense in Carolina.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of offense in Pittsburgh either. So the score is going to be down. The Steelers' defense is number 2 in the NFL right now. Their offense has been enough, but I think the Steelers will bring their lunch pails and they'll take care of business and win the game 17-14 and go under.
Oh.
Yeah, similar to what I was kind of thinking.
Yep. All right.
Maybe a few more points, but
They just have more stars on the defense than Chargers do. They got stars everywhere on the defense.
Yeah.
So speaking of scores that haven't happened, we've had the one game in the first 2 weeks that have been the scoregami. Last week was the Saints and Cowboys. This is my pick for one that's never happened. I will take the Steelers 18, the Chargers 11.
okay.
18-11, 10 says.
2-point conversion in there.
3 field goals and a
The
safety.
2-point conversion late to give them to get them within 7, and
Yeah.
I like it what everybody says here. I liked under the total here to a point, but then I was like 36.5, even 20-17, that's over. I'm going over the total here. I'm going to go against you guys, but I'm taking Pittsburgh straight up to win by a field goal. 3-0. And who would have said the AFC North after 3 weeks, Pittsburgh is going to be undefeated. I think they will be 20-17 over the total. I'll take the Steelers.
Tim, I missed your straight up pick. Did you pick Pittsburgh?
yes,
19-11.
18 to 11.
18-11. That's right. 18-11 Steelers. All right, we go into Brian. This is Brian's turn. Yeah, Brian's turn. We got the Houston Texans, 2.5-point favorites, heading to 2-0 in Minnesota. 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota's 2-0.
Yeah, they beat the
45.
Giants and 49ers.
45 on the hook. Minnesota is at home, and Texans 2.5-point favorites going there. Go for it, Brian.
Well, I think Minnesota's for real. Justin Jefferson had a 97-yard touchdown pass last week. We know how good he is.
He's out this week.
I didn't know that.
I think he's out this week. I think I heard. Is he out this week, Tim? I think
he's
Jefferson's
not this thing, but
I think Justin Jefferson's out this week, guys.
Still got Addison.
Yeah, I think Justin Jefferson. I think they said 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. Could miss a couple weeks. Does expect
They still got other receivers. Jordan Addison's really
or does
good.
AJ Brown? Shit.
Yeah,
Darnold's throwing the ball for 72% completions, 4 touchdowns and 2 INTs. Their defense has been way better than I thought it would be. I like Van Ginkel when they got him from Miami because I really liked Van Ginkel in Miami last year. Their linebacker crew of Jones, Van Ginkel, and Dallas Turner, who they drafted, I think is really a cut above. Houston, they're 11th on offense, 12th on defense. They really picked up their running game with Joe Mixon, 184 yards, 4.7. And Nico Collins is a big-time receiver for sure. This game, I've got Minnesota winning 27-21 and going over.
All right. Cam.
Yeah, I like the Vikings defense a little bit better than I like the Texans defense. So in that case, the problem is what I've seen a lot in the NFL so far is that it's the grind them out, 6-7 minute drives rather than the 4 to 5 minute drives. It might be an early season because of that, but so it's what 46 and a half,
45 and a half.
45 and a half. I'll take and the Vikings are favored by 2.
No.
Okay, even better. Vikings 24, Texans 20.
All right. 24-20, you go under the score. I'm going to be on the island myself this week. I'm not a Stroud fan, but I just think there's going to be a letdown with the Vikings after a 49ers win. How could it not be? You beat one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFC. It's got to be a letdown this week. It's got to be. Houston, they need it. They really do. If they're going to win this win their division, they need to win this ball game. I think they will win this game. I just think I was originally going with the Vikings, and I originally had them winning by 4 points. I just think now the line has went down from 5 to 2.5. Something tells me the Texans will show up in this ballgame now. I think they're going to win. I'm going to go 28-24 Texans in this ballgame. I'm going to swap around here. I just think they will win the game. The Vikings could easily win this ballgame, but something just tells me the Texans show up and make it one extra play, and they're covering the 2.5. Texans.
Well, I think that's a really good call. You remember 2 years ago that every regular season team that played San Francisco lost the next week.
Yeah,
because they took a beating.
We'll see.
Yeah.
No, I was on when Tim was making his pick, and he got the score I predicted, but I had it the other way. I'm taking the Texans. I just think overall they're a little bit better than the Vikings, and I think I'd have a little more trust in Stroud than I do Darnold or however it's pronounced.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the under. I'll take the Texans to win outright. And I don't know if you saw Frank Wayne Scott's comment.
Yeah, I saw that. His son started his senior season 0-2.
Okay.
And they lost to Morehead State 48-7. They are FCS team. And we are in A1A.
NAIA.
NAIA. Okay.
Yeah, that's 2 divisions below Division 2, so or Division.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
LSUA is an NAIA team. LSU Alexandria.
Oh, okay. I got you. Let's see. I went last, didn't I? Is it Brian? Is it Brian's turn? Or is Keith? No, Keith went last. So we go to Cam right here.
Yeah.
Cam, the toughest game of the week. The Panthers are traveling to Vegas. How about this one now, folks? This is how scared Vegas is. The Raiders, Sunday afternoon, were a 6.5 point favorites. But beware, here comes the Panthers. They're 5.5 point favorites now. They took a point off of it. So the Raiders, 5.5 point favorites, 40 and a hook. Tim.
Yeah, because you kind of wonder if they're going to be galvanized due to the Ginger Warrior, Andy Dalton.
Red Rocket.
The Red Rocket. I like Ginger Warrior.
The Red Rocket rivalry, yeah.
It might be a little boost, helping with turnovers and just general better play. I still think the Raiders are touchdown better. I mean, granted, it took a lot out. It probably took a lot of them to come back and beat the Ravens, but nah, I got Raiders and the under.
All right. So you don't mind giving up at 5.5, and you're going with the under. Now, man, I tell you what, the Panthers, until proven otherwise, you are guilty. 34-20. I'll take your Raiders, and I'll go with the over here in this ball game. 40.5. Nah, 34 for the Raiders themselves. I just think this is a mauling. Keith.
Agree. I don't have anything different to say than what you did.
You going over?
Yeah.
All right. Brian.
Okay. The Carolina Panthers are the Chicago White Sox of the NFL.
Yeah.
They're 32 on offense, 32 on defense. They only sacked the quarterback 2 times, and they only hit the quarterback 3 times, so there's no pass rush going on. The Raiders, on the other hand, are making some progress at quarterback with Minshew. He's hitting 77% of his passes, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Crosby was stopped by Joe Alt 2 weeks ago, but boy, last week he just dominated the game against those new offensive linemen against the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, he was everywhere. Brock Bowers, he might be the new Travis Kelce. He's looking like he's fitting in nicely in the NFL. The Raiders go out hunting, and they slaughter the Panthers. Cats lose. All the cat teams lost last week, too. Panthers going to lose. I got Raiders 27-15, so I'm going over.
Yep. I got you.
Yeah, I think the Panthers were probably better their expansion year than they are now.
Frank, we'll be with that game in just a little bit. Actually, it's the last game of the week because it's Monday night, so hang tight there. So we're probably another 30 minutes away from that game to pick it. But we'll be there with it in just a few minutes with the Bengals and Washington. Coming to me now, we got the Dolphins. We got the Dolphins heading to the Seahawks. And let's see. The Seahawks, 5.5-point favorites in this ball game. And the over-under is 41 and a hook. And you know what? I'm not going away from the Dolphins just because Tua's not playing. I don't like neither one of these 2 quarterbacks, but I do like their receivers a lot better in Miami, and I like the running backs almost as good. They have great running backs in Seattle. I don't give them no problem there. But the receivers, I just think they're going to be able to get stretch the field on the Seahawks. 21-17. I'm going. I think it's an upset. A total upset in this ball game. I will take the Dolphins, and I will go under the total. Keith, I'll be the only one, but that's all right.
I don't know. Seattle has some decent receivers, I thought.
Well, you got DK and you got Smith and Jigba and Tyler Lockett still. So
yeah. I like Seattle to win comfortably in this game. I think they'll cover. And
41 the hook.
Yeah. I don't know if the Dolphins will do a lot of scoring. I'll go over, but I don't think it's going to be much over.
All right. Brian.
Seahawks main running back, Kenny Walker, is going to be out. He's got an oblique injury, so he'll be out 3 weeks. Yeah. So Charbonneau from UCLA is going to have to pick it up. He had a good year last year. He's only averaging 2.3 yards the first 2 games, but I think he'll pick it up and pick up where he was last year. Tua was put on 4-week IR. I don't think he should even think about coming back.
I agree with you.
Football. I mean, it wasn't like he was hit that hard. It's just he's just piling up the concussions. Mostert is also out at Miami, and A-Chain was limited in practice today, so he's battling an ankle.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure Miami will score much in this game, even with those receivers. So I've got I've got the Dolphins returning to Miami with a lot of Seahawk droppings on them. 24-12. Seattle and under.
You're going under the total.
Yeah.
Tim.
I want to say that Seattle's at least put up 20 points in each of their first 2 games, so I would like to think that maybe this isn't going to be that much different. Give me all right, 23 to 18 for the Seahawks.
You go take a Dolphin to the points, 5.5.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Take Dolphins to cover, but give me the Seahawks to win.
All right, 23-18. And, of course, the points is 41 and a hook. So you're going
The hook will bring you back.
try it all as you may. Try as hard as you want to. You couldn't do any better. We're going to Keith. Going to the next game. 49ers. One of the 4 late games on Sunday this week. They're 7-point favorites heading to LA to play the Rams. Rams probably, let's see, are they 0-2?
Yes.
Yeah, probably the best 0-2 team out there. I don't know of one better. Huh?
I don't know.
Well, that's right. Maybe Baltimore.
They haven't played a good game yet.
49ers, 7-point favorites, 44 in the hook, and going to play the Rams. Go for it, Keith.
Okay. 49ers bounce back here. Gosh, Rams need to play better. If they don't, at least keep this one respectable. Could be a long year there. I thought they would be much better than they have been, and I really doubting that now. So 49ers will win this game. I think I'll put
44 and a half.
Yeah, I'm going to pick them to win by about 8 to 10 points, so they'll cover. And yeah, that point spread or that over under is I'm going to go over.
All right. Brian.
The Niners, or not the Niners, but the Rams have been decimated by injuries. Nicole's out. Cooper Kupp is going to be out for a few weeks. So can their defense win this game? Well, they're giving up 5.5 yards per rush and the 31st in the NFL in defense after the first 2 weeks. So I don't see them winning the game with their defense. San Francisco, on the other hand, is not going to have, of course, CMC. They're not going to have Debo either. Last year when Debo was out, they didn't play all that great. And Kittle is banged up as well. And what are they doing hiring Brandon Staley as an assistant defensive coach in San Francisco? Former Chargers defensive coach or head coach.
Head coach, yeah.
Anyway, I think because of all the injuries to the Rams, I think San Francisco goes to LA and they find gold. I've got them winning this game 27-17. Their running back that's replaced CMC, Jordan Mason, he has been outstanding.
Yeah. So you're going under the total by a hook.
By half a point, yeah.
Yeah. Tim.
It's essentially a battle of attrition right now for the Rams. I mean, your top 2 receivers are done, and then your defense.
2 offensive linemen are out.
Gee, when it rains, it pours, even in a dome.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of a mirage for the 49ers struggling last week. Let's try 31-13.
And he wants to play with the over, too. Over under 44 and a hook. He'll go under. Okay.
I might as well just play with the hook all this week.
Oh man, I tell you what, I think the Niners are capable of meeting the 44 themselves this week. I think the Rams are in a load of trouble. 37-20, blowout of the week, right there. I'll take the Niners. Give up points. I'll go over their total right there. Let's see. Who's it? Brian's turn.
Keith, what did you have for San
Keith?
Francisco there?
I had them covering and over.
Yeah.
Rams covering it over?
No.
San Francisco.
Everybody went with the Niners.
San Francisco, okay.
Yep. Brian and Tim went under. Me and Keith went over. Lions, 3-point favorites. Brian, going to the Cardinals. And 52.5 this week. Somebody's expecting to see a little bit of offense down there in Arizona. What do you think, Brian?
Let's see, Hutchinson had 3 sacks in the first quarter last week, so I hope Arizona's got a plan for him. They're not giving out much per rush, just 3 yards per carry. And they are running the ball for 5.2 per carry. Goff is off to a slow start, but Jameis Williams looks like he's having a breakout year. And that's a lot of speed. He's got over 200 yards receiving already. Arizona is number 2 in points scored, and Murray is at 73%, 4 touchdown passes. James Conner has always been a tough runner. I think this is going to be pretty much the game of the week myself. I've got Detroit squeaking out a close one, 24-23, going under.
So you'll take Cardinals in the points then.
No, Detroit.
24-23.
Yeah.
But the Lions are 3-point favorites.
I think they're going to win by 1, so Cardinals for the cover.
You'll take Cardinals on the line, and then you're going to go under the total.
Under the total on Detroit to
And
win.
then straight up, you're going with the Lions.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Tim.
So this is going to be a battle of the graduated from Ohio State versus started at Ohio State but finished at Alabama. Of course, we're talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jameson Williams. Yes, Jameson Williams started as a Buckeye but finished at Alabama. That completely shocked me for how the Cardinals controlled the Rams like it was nobody's business. So, kind of wonder if they're for real a little bit. But to be fair, Hutchinson's a beast to handle. Is anybody more? You said it was like what, 2.5?
3.
3.
Minus 3.
Minus 3. All right, I will take 23-21 Lions.
So you're going to take the Cardinals as well.
With the point for the
spread.
spread.
With the spread, and you're going under.
Yep.
All right. The Munchkin is quarterbacking, folks. He can't keep playing the way he does, and he won't keep playing the way he did. 33-17. The Lions will kick their asses and put everything back on earth and be right again. Lions, I'll give up the 3, and I'll go under the total. I'm going, under the total of 52 and a hook, 33-17, Lions. Keith.
Gosh, I went back out on an island here. I'm going to take the under, but I'm going to take the Cardinals to win this game.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm on the island. You guys, all 3 of y'all took the Cardinals.
Well, with the points, they took the Lions to win, but
You're right. But what I'm saying is I'm the only one willing to give up 3 and still take it.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're both on an island because I'm the only one to pick the Cardinals to actually win the game.
Yeah.
But you're the only one that picked to give up the points.
Yeah, I gave them up by a bunch, and I was like, I don't have a problem with it. We wanted Tim, the last Sunday afternoon game. The Ravens, 0-2, favored by 1 point going to Dallas. Tell me that one. I have not understood that one yet. Dallas was a 1-point favorite, And the betting public has turned that to a 1-point favorite for the Ravens in this ball game. 49 and a hook. Tim, tell us why the Ravens are favored.
I guess to tell you the truth, I don't know. I mean, Derrick Henry, I guess, or maybe they think that the receivers will get open, like maybe the way that the Saints receivers did. But Zay Flowers and what are they going to have the tight ends get open? And that's all it seems. Even of course Jackson will have his 2 or 3 overthrows, which will probably end up in the hands of Micah Parsons or Deron Bland or somebody else. So I'm going to say that Jackson throws 3 interceptions and the Cowboys win this one 31-20.
31-20. So Tim goes Cowboys easily over in this ball game. Wow. I'm with Tim as far as the Cowboys win this ball game. I think they do. The Ravens are one. Look, the Ravens, the only way they can beat you is run the football, run the football, run the football. And look, that gets old after a while with Lamar Jackson just running the ball 15, 16 times a game. He keeps doing it. Excuse me. He's going to get hurt. 21-19. I think it's an excellent ball game. But I'm taking the Cowboys to win. I'm going under the total here. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Keith.
I just think overall the Ravens are a better team than the Cowboys. When the Cowboys at home, their last 2 home games, they've been run on big time by the Packers and the Saints. And if the Ravens can do that, if they can run the ball, man, I don't like what Dallas's chances. And I mean the Ravens are 0-2, but I think and Jackson is the defending MVP.
Yes.
He got a second MVP. So I don't think he'll have a bad game. I think the Ravens will play well. It'll be under, but the Ravens will win like 24-20, somewhere around there. 27-20 maybe.
Okay, Brian.
Talk about not finishing the game well with the Eagles. Neither did the Ravens. They gave up 4 consecutive scores to Las Vegas late in that game. If they lose this game, their season is done. Baltimore is. I mean, they got to be motivated coming in this game. They're still trying to fill those 3 holes on the offensive line. The 3 new players aren't playing great. They're not playing well at all. But the defense, they shut down Vegas's running game last week. I watched some of the Cowboy game. Their players, I've always believed, since they played the Chiefs at Arrowhead a few years ago, the Chiefs ran the ball down their throat. And I've always believed that's the way to beat Dallas. You just cram it down their throat and get physical with them. They play standing it up. They don't play with leverage. I don't think they're going to be able to stop Baltimore's running game. Let's see. Cowboys only had 3 pressures in the first half. They've allowed 92 points, this Cowboy team. And that's not been since like 1968. It's like, oh my gosh. So I'm picking Baltimore to win this game. I think they will run the ball. We've got Derrick Henry and Justice Hill. They've got guys who can run. And if you're breaking in a new offensive line, the way to do it is just run the ball, because it's easier to run block than it is to pass block. I've got Baltimore winning this game 29-27, so I think they barely cover and go over.
Yeah.
Or is that it? Yeah, that's over.
It's over. Uh-huh. Now we come to Sunday night football. Come my way now. The Kansas City Chiefs, a 3.5-point favorite, going to Atlanta to play the Falcons, who just played on Monday night. Don't forget that. They're coming off a short week, and now they get to play another night game. Look, the Falcons right now should be 0-2. Let's just be for real about it. They should be 0-2. Kansas City is not going to lose to this team. Kansas City's been playing down to its competition. I think they do a lot of times. They will here. They're just going to tread. They're just going to tread the water. 46.5 too is the over/under in this ballgame. Chiefs going to put 30 on the board, 30-23, and I will take the Chiefs and the over in this ballgame. Keith.
I like the Chiefs to win and cover the 3.5. I'm going to go with the under, though. I think the Chiefs' defense is going to make a statement in this game. I think the Falcons will be held to just a couple of scores probably in the game, maybe 3 at most. And Mahomes might not have a, real flashy game as far as putting huge numbers up, but he'll definitely play well enough to. It's playing at Atlanta. I guess that could be a tough environment, and the Falcons have some talent. But I just have a feeling Cousins is going to be a little shaky in this game. I think the Chiefs will kind of contain him. And, Chiefs will just at least play what for them is an average game on offense, which is good for,
for 25 I
don't think they'll be, scoring the huge point totals that they're capable of. But, they'll stay under and Chiefs cover.
All right. Brian.
I might have a few things to say here about this game. Atlanta's got a running game. I think Bijan Robinson's the next big superstar in this league, carrying the ball for 5.2 yards. And his running mate, Tyler Algier, is carrying for 6.2 yards. So Kansas City's got to come with an attitude prepared to stop the run. Atlanta's defense is 10th in the league. And I think listening to Mahomes talk this week, he had a very average game last week. In fact, statistically, last week was the worst game of his career. Threw 2 interceptions. I think he only had about 140, 170 yards passing. And we don't know what they're going to do at left tackle, and we don't know what they're going to do at running back after Pacheco's broken fibula.
Well, they did make a little
They
bit
made a
of
move. They hired Kareem Hunt. He's on the practice squad, and Andy's saying he's going to see what he looks like. They wouldn't have signed him if he didn't look good in the visit. There's a few differences because he's been 5 years since he's been here. He only averaged 3 yards a carry last year. He did get nine touchdowns, but he'll have a better offensive line blocking for him. So they like the new guy, Carson Steele. He has a pet alligator, by the way, from UCLA. He fumbled last week, so Kareem Hunt fumbled the first when he was with the Chiefs. His first carry, he fumbled, and he didn't fumble again for the Chiefs ever. Reed is very much a stickler about protecting the football. He had it too loose. He didn't have it high enough. He didn't have it tight enough to his body. But he'll learn that. Kareem definitely learned that lesson when he was here. Left tackle, Kingsley Suamataia was destroyed by Henderson. He gave up 2 sacks, a lot of pressures, and his hole's one that took away that long pass to Travis Kelce. I think that was a borderline hold. And if you remember that play, Cincinnati was offsides. And the broadcasters even said that, but there was no flag for that. So I don't know what they're going to do at left tackle. I'm not 100% sure they like Wanya Morris there. He started 3 or 4 games there last year and did okay, so it's probably going to be Wanya
Morris, yeah.
Yeah, left tackle.
He got
a guy that they kept on the roster that nobody knows about, Ethan Driscoll. He's a big guy, 6'8", and he moves pretty well. I wouldn't mind seeing them giving him a try. But I think they'll go with Wanya Morris. Or Aaron Taylor has played some left tackle at Jacksonville. In fact, he was a left tackle at Jacksonville. We moved him to right tackle. They may move him to left tackle. And they're going to have to think of something before we play Max Crosby. So I'll be watching that carefully. um, in this game coming up. I've got Kansas City going to Atlanta and winning the game 24-21. So I think Atlanta will cover. Kansas City wins, and I'm under the total.
I can't remember, Brian, that play where the pass interference was called. Was that a ball that was going to likely be caught?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have caught that. And there was, people are complaining about Chiefs, about referees helping the Chiefs. There were 4 non-penalty calls that should have been called on Cincinnati that were not called, the offsides I talked about. I've seen that play 3 times. The guy was clearly offsides, the left defensive end. And I think also the defensive tackle jumped as well. There was another pass interference against Rashee Rice earlier in the game that was not called. There were problems. Cincinnati, they came out on top and helped from the referees. But that's 2 games we've now won against Cincinnati with an important penalty at the end of the game. The AFC Championship last year, and then in this game.
Frank is.
Frank Wainscott says, "Get out of here."
Yeah, Cincinnati's their confidence is not hurt, and you can hear their players talking when they left the field. We'll be back. We'll see you again. So Cincinnati's confidence is still up there.
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah, I got a feeling that the 2 close games early in the season is enough for them to say, all right, let's try to kick this into high gear. I'm saying it's going to be a total on blowout. So 23-10 Chiefs.
All right, so you'll go on to the total.
I do look for Mahomes to have a very big bounce back game. They'll probably double Rice, but he's still got Kelsey, Noah Gray. He's still got, Kansas City has lost 2 big stars. I mean, Hollywood Brown's out for the season.
Oh, is he?
And who knows how long Pacheco's going to be out with that cracked six.
Yeah, they said he might be 6 weeks. They said it might be 6 weeks for him.
Yeah.
So
and they were going in the season planning to throw the ball downfield and opening up the middle, and now 2 of those big weapons are gone.
Yeah. Let's see. We go to Keith. Monday Night Football. We got double Monday Night Footballs, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
This one, the earlier game, is 25 minutes earlier or 15 minutes earlier. The Jacksonville Jaguars travel to Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills, a 5.5-point favorite, 45 and a hook. Go for it, my friend.
It's hard not to like the Bills right now. And then Trevor Lawrence was asked, I think, about the game, after it ended today, and said something like, well, yeah, we suck. I think he was just kind of blunt about it. I don't know if they suck, but that's a disappointing start for them for sure. And the Bills, they fell behind by like 17 points in week 1 against the Cardinals on their home field, and then they rallied back to win that game. Then they go down to Miami and they win that one. So Buffalo seems to be playing with a little bit of confidence themselves right now. So for that, and being at home, and the Jaguars being 0-2, I guess I look for another Jaguar stumble. These NFL games can really confuse you because you see games like this and you can really think, well, how in the world did that happen? How did the Jaguars come out there 0-2, go on the road, go up to a place like Buffalo and end up playing so well? But I'll go ahead and go with the Bills to cover, but I'll go with the under.
All right.
You got Buffalo winning the game?
Yeah, he's got Buffalo taking the point. He's giving up 5.5 and taking care of business. Brian.
Josh Allen's numbers might not be what they've been in the past, but he's playing probably as well as he has ever played. 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns last week against Miami. On the other hand, Trevor Lawrence has been non-productive. He's just been quite a disappointment. I've got I got Cincinnati and Buffalo being our main competition. Buffalo is physical. I used to complain, a few years ago about, that team is just not physical enough. They are now physical. They are running the ball on people, and Cook is outstanding, the running back. I got Buffalo winning the game 27-17, so they will cover, but I have it under slightly.
All right. Tim.
Yeah, the Bills have scored over 30 points in their first 2 games. Let's keep that train rolling. Buffalo 33, Jacksonville 20.
And you got them going over. I'm on an island here. I think 5.5 is too much. I really do. I think that the Jags are this is going to be a wake-up call for them to just have to just travel and say, guess what? You're going to have to open your eyes and you're going to have to start playing some football. When your quarterback's your main rusher, and that's what it is for him, if you stop 17, you beat this team. They're not going to stop him. They're going to slow him down. 28-24. I got the Bills winning this game, but I got the Jags covering the 5.5 points. I think it's going to be a good ball game over the total. And the final game, Frank, this is the one you've been waiting on, my friend. Brian, we got the Commanders. Commanders going to Cincinnati. Sunday afternoon, this was a 5.5-point favorite, was the Bengals. Not any longer. They are 8-point favorites at home against the Commanders. 48 and a hook. Go for it, Brian.
Well, Washington's got a field goal kicker. The guy was 7 for 7 in field goals.
Yeah, even though he was sitting on the couch until Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, what they don't have in Washington is a passing game, and I don't think they're going to put that together anytime soon. And they can't defend the pass. So there's some big problems at Washington. They can run the ball, but can't defend the pass. Cincinnati, I do think they're going to be back, like the players think they're going to be back. They lost their first 2 games. They know how to put it together and go on long streaks. They killed us with their tight ends. And I think they really kind of out-coached us. Every year they come to us with a great game plan. And this was no different. And I think they really surprised the Chiefs on how they used the tight end. They had over 100 yards passing the tight ends in the first half. We never really adjusted to that. They brought in Cochran to try to cover the guy, but he only stayed in for a couple plays. Nick Bolton's got to play better for the Chiefs at middle linebacker for sure. Cincinnati's got weapons. I think they're going to win this game easily, 27-17. So I got them under the total.
What was your total? 20?
27-17.
27-17.
So 41 under.
That's 44.
Yeah, it's 44 under.
Yeah. So you will take the Bengals, and you will go with the under. All right. We go to Tim.
Oh, man. Well, let's hope Jamar Chase gets his attitude back in check because he sure lost all types of semblance.
He only got 1 catch on McDuffie, and he was crying to the referees, and even the head coach got sick of it and told him to shut up.
Yeah. I think it might cost him a 15-yard penalty, too. Yeah, I mean, the Bengals are supposed to have the better offense, but by how much? I mean, I guess I'll take the Bengals 21-16.
All right. So you'll take Commanders and the points.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm the same way with Tim right here. I think top to bottom, I think Cincinnati's a better team. Definitely a better quarterback. But boy, oh boy, their offensive line scares the hell out of me right now. This is one time I think Washington is going to get to the quarterback, and they're going to hit the quarterback, and he's going to feel it a few times. I say 5 sacks by the Washington defense this week. They're still going to lose. 23-17, but they cover. But they do cover. I will go under Commanders and under. I'll take the Bengals, Commanders to cover 23-17 and under the 48.5. Keith.
I just think the Bengals offense is going to be able to make a few too many big plays, maybe a lot too many, and even when they don't, they might methodically be able to move the ball against the Commanders. The Commanders just, like Brian was saying, I'm still not – their pass defense still concerns me, and they haven't really done much, I don't think, as far as pressuring quarterbacks this year. Hopefully they do get around to doing that, but I just think the Bengals are going to put some points on the board. I think the Commanders might as well, but the Commanders couldn't get in the end zone last week, and it's almost like every time they would hit a good play, the guy who had the ball, and he might have some open field in front of him, and somebody would trip him up, and then once they'd be down inside the red zone, they couldn't move it in there. It's like they got a strike from further out or something. I don't know. I thought Daniel, after he got hammered in the ribs on a play early on, he stayed in the pocket more. He threw some good seam passes down the hash marks. Eckler was involved, made some good plays. Robinson on the ground. So I think the Commanders will get some points, like 20, but I just have a feeling the Bengals are going to get into the 30s in this game.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and take the Bengals. I'm going to
Give
go
up
ahead.
the 8.
I'm going to give up the 8. I'm thinking like 34-20, so I'm going to go with the over.
All right. That will do it for this week at NFL. The Bengals to get a fast start in this one. Yeah, I'm sure. And we're hoping Washington does. Survivor picks. These guys got them last week. Tim had Kansas City.
By the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Yep. Survivor picks, all they have to do is win outright, though. Correct, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, but we
Well-
may decide to change that if we keep picking against Carolina, and
Well,
this could go all year. We may have to move to like a
That is, you're gonna have to have all the picks won eventually anyway, because NFC South plays them twice. Yeah, it's gonna get tougher. Trust me, man. By the time you get 17 games, games, you'll have to go different ways here. Tim took Kansas City. Keith and Brian took the Chargers last week. Let's go to the first 10 weeks, and you guys can keep on rattling, even if you want to go against the Panthers. But we'll let Tim go first. Tim, who's your survivor pick this week?
I will take. Give me a second here. All right, where are you, Denver?
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, give me Tampa Bay over Denver.
Tampa Bay.
I could not take New Orleans or Kansas City.
Right.
So I will take
Keith.
Tampa.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go with, too. I was going to go with Tampa Bay at home over the Broncos.
All right.
okay. I can't go with Buffalo or Chargers.
Correct.
I'm taking the Raiders over Carolina.
Yeah, over Carolina. Not a
You kind of tipped us in on that one, though, beforehand.
Yeah.
Said so. We can't just keep picking against Carolina.
All right. Darlene is going to hold a number up between 1 and 10. She's going to have two handfuls up, or one handful. She's got. Let me see real quick. Okay. All right, Keith. Between 1 and 10, give me a number.
2.
Brian,
3.
Tim,
6.
7. So Tim will go first, and then Keith, then Brian, and then I will go last. Because guess what? I was the only one who got the lock right, I think, last week.
Oh,
I-
yes.
I-
This
Keith-
is with
Keith-
the spread.
Yeah, well, this is with spreads, guys. Will my Irish beat a MAC school this week? Um,
Well,
who's New Orleans? Who is Notre Dame playing?
trying to remember.
That's a good question.
I looked at that earlier today too. So one of the
Miami of
Michigan
Ohio. Is it
schools-
Miami of Ohio?
That's it. I think that is
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Is it Miami of Ohio?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's my.
They will win that game, but they're not done losing yet. Irish they got some more to lose. Sadly, if you like them, I don't like them, but they're going to lose a couple more. They're going to lose a couple more. Keith with the Chiefs did not, and they didn't cover. Brian had the Texans. They didn't cover. My man Tim had a college team, I think. Yeah, he took Missouri. They didn't cover. And I took the Chargers because they were taking on the Panthers. So that's the only reason I did it. All right. So we got Tim going first here with the spreads. The lock of the week is
Because I had to do the triple take, I will take Green Bay to beat Tennessee.
Green Bay to beat Tennessee. That is Tim's pick. That's his lock of the week. Keith.
Okay, I am going to go with the. Well, do I want to do that?
Frank, you said Miami. Yeah, Miami of Ohio. Okay. I thought he was going to say Miami Dolphins, his lock of the week.
Gosh, there's a lot of ways I find myself wanting to go here. I guess I'll stick with my initial thought. I'll go with the Seattle Seahawks to defeat and cover against the Miami Dolphins.
All right. Brian.
Well, I got teams I feel like are going the opposite directions. I think Jacksonville's descending fast and Buffalo's ascending fast. So I'm going with Buffalo.
All right. Brian's taking Buffalo this week. And I am looking at the games that you guys have over to the sides here. Yeah, man, I got to like the Buccaneers this week. Got to. I like them and the Browns both, but I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Buccaneers. It don't matter. I mean, we can take any team with the spreads every week, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a lot. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I will take the Buccaneers with our locks. Last week, let's see, our locks. Do I have our locks? I don't have our records for locks this year, so I'll have to go back and get them for us. Right now, Brian, your top 3 teams in the NFL are?
I had Kansas City on top, but not now with the 2 major injuries. So I'm looking at Buffalo's one of them, and Kansas City I still think is in the top 3. But New Orleans has been nothing short of perfect. I'm putting them I think it's really rolling over there. Now, they may not, against an old team, it might wear down long season. But for right now, I think it's New Orleans.
Tim, who are your top 3 right now?
I will go with the Buffalo Bills, the New Orleans Saints, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Keith.
All right. Yeah, I'll go with the Bills, the Chiefs, and I'm going to go with the 49ers still. I think that they'll rebound. I know that they're a little banged up right now, but Now,
Well,
the receiver Samuel, is he hurt long term? That could change my opinion.
I don't think so, but he's
Yeah.
not playing this week. I don't think.
yeah, I think it's short term too.
I think the Lions are just on the outside looking in because I still like them too, but I think they need to start playing a little bit better before they put them in the top 3.
Yeah.
And I'm
3
still not
A-
sure about
How
the
about
Saints.
this? How about this, guys? 3 AFC teams. I'm not going with any NFC team. I'll still go with the Chiefs being the best. I still think they are. I'm going with Steelers. I'm going to give you the Steelers right now. I'm going to put them up there right now. They win this week, and Baltimore loses this week. Baltimore's 3 games back. I'm not going to say Baltimore couldn't come back and win that division. I still think Baltimore. I'll say this. I'll say it this week. Even if they lose this week, Baltimore gets in the playoffs. They will make the playoffs this year. 0-3 start. I still think they will. You got your 2 against the Browns. You got 2 against the Bengals. You got 2 against the Steelers. They're going to have their chances to make it. But right now, I'm going to go with the Steelers just because I like what I say. Any chance Urban Meyer takes a Notre Dame job if Freeman has a bad year? No. Urban Meyer is going to end up somewhere else. Urban Meyer is going to end up where did I hear Urban Meyer's name mentioned the other day? Wasn't Florida State, although Florida State's going to have an opening pretty soon, I think.
Them or Florida or Florida State.
Yeah, Florida or Florida State. Only one win between the 2 of them.
Yeah. I heard his name mentioned the other day. Urban Meyer's name mentioned somewhere else. So I was like, wow.
Northern
Maybe
Illinois.
LSU before it's over with. Could be LSU. But I think he's going to have his chance at about 5 different schools if he wants it before it's over with. We'll see. I think Urban Meyer does coach again. I just don't think Notre Dame is his job, man. Notre Dame, they've got their next 6 seasons already set. And
How's the coach at Oklahoma?
who is the coach at Oklahoma? Who is the coach at Oklahoma?
You know, Brian?
No, I don't off the top of my head.
Who is Oklahoma's coach?
Venables.
Frank, I just don't.
Venable?
Venables.
Venables. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Venables. I just don't think that's Urban Meyer's set, man. I really don't think it is. We'll see. I think he would rather be in a conference and still know he's going to get his 3 cupcakes a year, even though he don't eat sweets. He's going to get his cupcakes every year and get to play them. Notre Dame, man, I mean, they do play the service academies. Yeah, they play Navy. They play Army. But they travel to these teams now. They go into Navy this year.
I don't understand why UCLA's football program hasn't been better. They are a disaster this year.
UCLA, and now they're already talking about jumping conference again. It's nuts.
Are they really?
They're already talking about, and Clemson and Florida State, they're talking to the ACC now. I think they're going to end up jumping before it's over with. I think
where?
those to the Pac-10. I think they're going to jump to the Pac-10.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're going to recreate the Pac-10?
Yeah.
they're working on it big time.
So
Yeah,
so you'd have Florida, Clemson and Florida State in the Pac-10. You're going to have
and
Stanford.
you're going to have USC
California
and
in the
UCLA in the ACC.
Okay,
Which
okay.
makes absolutely no sense. These guys love Brian's app broadcast. Brian, you want to tell the folks what you told us a couple weeks ago? I don't know if everybody knows what's happening about your channel.
Yeah, Frank, I've not been doing my channel. We traveled this summer a lot, and I just don't know how to do this on the road and have the the bandwidth to upload videos and stuff. And I've done over 1,000 games. I think you all seen enough of me. Really.
Dude, I started January 1, 2019, And I have tried to count my videos, and I can't even count them. And I really haven't done a lot over the last 5 months.
Go to
I'm going to start picking it up, though. I want to do some more payoff pitch. I really want to get into the payoff pitch. I got to 23 set.
And Rob and I, if I ever get the rest of my payoff pitch cards from last year's set sorted out, Rob and I might do a limited.
And we might, if a couple other people want to get in on it, maybe we'll do a draft or something. I don't know. We could do something like that and maybe play 30-game schedule or something, which would be cool. And then maybe broadcast some, not broadcast all of them. I don't know. But we got
the way to count the YouTube videos is usually at the bottom. It'll say how.
They count it for you.
Mine's probably easily 4 figures. I don't think it's 5. I don't think I went 10,000, but
no.
I've easily went over 1,000 easily. I would say I was close to 3,000 or 4,000, maybe more than that even. But because some days when I was doing stuff regularly, I was doing 3 or 4 videos some days.
Yeah.
But I don't edit. Everything I do is live. So if I screw the hell up, I screw the hell up bad. That's just me. I don't edit.
Speaking of that,
you don't get me for what I am.
Semi-spoiler alert. I played another Gaylord Perry game and completely forgot about doing you're supposed to roll the 1d20 for wild pitcher box. But to be fair, I think for every roll that I had, I rolled the d20 with it. None of them came up with 1, so it wasn't going to matter.
But I can roll my two D10s, and I can come up with 2 zeros quicker than anybody. I can do that. I've got one game that I was doing a replay of 3 0 zeros in one game.
For unusual results every time.
Unusual result, which is usual result for me. So somebody's hitting somebody on purpose, or we're going to get another rain delay, and then I know you just thinking, okay.
Well, 3 players got struck by lightning today during the game.
So they actually threw a bat at somebody or something.
So Frank, when we do these videos, it takes time. And, like when Rob or Tim puts a video up, or Keith, you're your own producer, you're your own editor, script writer, playing the game, you got to check it, you got to upload it, do it right. It was taking to do a 30-minute video. It was taking me, probably 3 or 4 hours to do it. So, and then I'm getting old. I'm like 71 years old, and making mistakes was another thing that bothered me. It used to be that off the top of my head, I was
I'm going to get off of here.
I was
to get something to eat.
Good night, Keith.
I used to be able to have a lot of facts at my fingertips, baseball trivia and stuff. Nobody knows trivia like Tim. But I had baseball down. But the older I get, I don't remember the things that I used to. There was a time in my life I could tell you the starting lineup and all the players on every World Series team, what happened in the World Series. Well, I can't remember that anymore. Yeah. And so it was getting hard that way to do videos. Yeah. So that's another reason why I gave it up.
And that's the reason if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it live. If I screw up, Rob, you royally screwed up. Okay, I was royally screwed up. I'll try to redo it for you guys. But other than that, I'm not going to spend 3 hours uploading and downloading. I'm just going to throw it on there and be like, click. You guys either watched it live or you didn't watch it live. And if you want to watch it at a later time, join me. I might even sit there and watch it and see how many times I did screw up. We'll count them together. So
I almost put a game up where I didn't play the bottom half of the 9th inning, and I should have. I was telling the company, aren't you going to play the last inning?
Phillies up 1-0 in their game right now, so I think I'm going to go watch the Phillies play tonight. You all have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll be back here next Wednesday. Harris Jessup, he's in the hospital. He has he's been having some chest pains. Harris, we are thinking about you, my friend. It's not the first time we mentioned it to the buddies here, but it's the first time we've mentioned it on the broadcast. Harris, get well, my friend. Get in contact with me anytime you want to. You can let me know your picks. For Brian, for Tim, for Keith, who went off to eat, and for Rob, for myself, I am Rob. You all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and God bless. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.